Raise your hand if you spent 10 hours on your couch alone yesterday doing nothing but watching the NBA playoffs.
Alone.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning back into the Squad Daily. Definitely appreciate it. This is where the squad goes through all the daily news that we find important, whether it be in the sports world, our world, cultural world, Chicago world, whatever world we want to talk about that particular given day. And you got Professor here on your ones and twos, as always. Hopefully, we get DGB to join us shortly. But again, thanks for sticking with us for these next 10 minutes to talk about what we think is important. And like I said in the intro, what I found important was 10 hours of glorious NBA basketball yesterday. When I say glorious, it was pretty damn good. What did we have yesterday? So we had the first day of the playoffs in the NBA bubble. And it went pretty smoothly. It went pretty much exactly how most people expected. You had the Jazz versus Nuggets with Donovan Mitchell scoring third highest playoff scoring record ever with 57 points, only behind Michael Jordan and Elgin Baylor, I want to say. So yes, it's like that record's so damn old. It's like the only one you recognize on there is Michael Jordan and Wilt Chamberlain. That's crazy. What a stat to be part of. Something that, oh snap. What's up, DGB? Well, welcome to the Squad Daily. I actually already started it, and you just kind of came in, which is pretty dope.
Nice.
You have a beautiful canvas in the background there. Where are you at? This definitely does
This
not
is,
look like Chicago.
Yeah, and it's not a green screen. This is actually Forest Lake, Minnesota. We have a friend up here that has like a little lake house. And so they're letting us use the pontoon boat and doing it big, as Joakim
Hey.
Noah would say.
Fire. No, that looks absolutely beautiful and glorious. Honestly, like I
Yeah,
said,
man, out here till Saturday. So just going to, plan to do a whole bunch of nothing but enjoy it at the same time. So
so that what else can you do in this corona filled world? But
yeah.
So you're out there. Are you able to catch any basketball games? You guys got cable? Like it looks like you're super remote. Like
Yeah, no, exactly right. We're not that far out in the middle of nowhere, so yeah, we definitely have access to cable. I was watching some of the games last night,
okay.
and obviously playoffs kicking off, so this is what we've been waiting for.
We got the Jazz and the Nuggets that started it off, and we had Donovan Mitchell just completely erupt for 57 points. I don't know if you saw that performance, but that was pretty awesome to see and witness. And what was that? I just looked at it. I had to look it up. It was highest scoring playoff scorer under Michael Jordan and Elgin Baylor. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Elgin Baylor.
Yep.
I'm like, that's just
I skimmed across and saw that.
For sure. That was just a really good, but it resulted in a loss still. So I don't know if that's if he considers that a good thing, to be honest. But then you had the Nets and Raptors, which went pretty much as expected.
It's a playoff experience thing for the Nets, right? Until the main guys come back, it's like, okay, here, let's show you some playoff experience.
And then you had the 76ers and Celtics, which, again, pretty much went as expected. You didn't have Ben Simmons in the 76ers game. He's going to be pretty much out all playoffs. And, like I said.
Now Gordon Hayward.
Yeah, Gordon Hayward went down with an ankle injury.
He was on crutches leaving the stadium after the game.
I didn't actually see that.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. So they don't have Gordon Hayward.
That's going to be something to watch.
Now, I saw something where it was I saw a stat while I was watching the game. They were saying that Jason Tatum is guarded by Ben Simmons. He only shoots like 28% from the field. When he's guarded by anyone else from the 76ers, it's like 50%. And dude snapped last night.
Especially with, just a short roster on the Celtics side as it is. It's like they're going to really have to ride, Jaylen Brown and the Tatum both, especially if Hayward can't go. Because, that's a tight series. Embiid, he can go off at any time. And, with the Ben Simmons thing, as much as he can't shoot threes and all that, he's hell of a, playmaker.
Defender.
And, defensively, he can shut it down.
Yeah.
That's
led the steals. Led the NBA in steals last year or this year,
right.
I should say. So,
he's the length, the quickness, all that, like just the instincts. He's a hell of a player. So that series is, albeit flawed now with some of these other things going on or injuries, but still should be pretty entertaining. Yeah.
Looking at the 76ers though, like year after year, I feel like it's the same story. Like they're either in the playoffs with Embiid, not with Simmons, or
Yep.
playoffs with Simmons and not Embiid. Do you think they do something about that this offseason? Like,
I mean, there's always been those things of like, having both of those guys, Embiid and Simmons, and the lack of spacing somewhat in their systems
mhm,
and kind of how they work together. I mean, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, you're not going to get more, I don't think, from any of those players in terms of a trade value than,
mhm.
what you could get now because they're both still young. Obviously, ceilings are still very high. So, I mean, if you're the 76ers and you keep trotting out this roster and it, kind of keep faltering, I don't know. I would say maybe look at what you can get for one of those guys and see if you can get someone who's more of a complementary pair, to try and run it back because you will get a good return for either of those players. So,
Right.
um,
And then we finished off the night with Mavericks Clippers. Did you get to check out that game?
I saw some of it, yeah, and I
Good
mean, good game, yeah, but the Kristaps
game.
stuff,
Yo, so the whole Kristaps Porzingis thing, that was wild. The whole what is getting two bum ass technicals in my
yeah,
opinion. Two
right,
soft
calling it like it
technicals
is,
to get him injected in his first playoff game. You had NBA players all over talking about it like, yo,
yeah,
that's
Dirk,
garbage. Dirk talked
yeah,
about it. He said that's garbage. LeBron,
Ron,
absolutely hilarious, said it was garbage. The reason why I thought that was hilarious is because what was that, 3 years ago? He got Draymond Green
yeah,
ejected. That was
Draymond,
the only way
yeah.
they could win that series. Like, that's hilarious
Hey,
coming
but
from you.
Draymond's out there kicking people in the nuts, so
Okay, that's true. That's true. That's facts. That's
fuck
facts.
that. But
That's
but
true.
yeah, no, right. I mean, it's also funny with the LeBron thing because I mean, for his sake, I mean, he wants to see that series go as long as it can,
Right.
because I mean, the Clippers at the end of the day, they're right up there as the top competition for him in the West. So
They're
the
looking
more
like
they
they're gonna
can,
take it off.
yeah, it'll be a good series. So we'll see.
Me too. And they got a little bit of a some tactical warfare going on between the Clippers and the Lakers. So the Lakers, it came out. It didn't come out. It was rumored. It's rumored. I saw it. It's probably just a Twitter rumor too. But the whole the
My
whole
favorite kind.
thing last week with Paul George and Pat Beverly, where they were messing with Dame Lillard.
Yeah,
What if Doc purposely told them to piss off Dame Lillard so they'd get in to see the Lakers?
right.
Like, just shit like that is just hilarious to kind of see, and it's just like, hey, that's quite possibly what happened.
Oh yeah,
But
create the best matchup.
right, the Clippers and Mavericks super dope last night. Hold on one second. Clippers and Mavericks were super dope. It was good to see. I'm gonna look up real quick. Doncic, because he was absolutely amazing. This was his first playoff game, and I want to say he scored like 40 something points.
Yeah, he had 42.
42 points in his first playoff game.
Right.
That's
And on 42 on only 21 shots from the field. Like,
21 shots. He was making plays. He was
yeah,
assisting. He was rebounding. Let's see. Here we go. 42 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds. Absolutely disgusting. In his first playoffs
right.
game against Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers.
Why?
That's
And Paul George, all
absolutely
that, trying to D him up. Yeah,
right.
it's a
And
tall
it's like,
task.
this is his second year, right? It's only his second year.
Yeah,
Like,
right,
yo, I'm not
right.
gonna lie, we are so hyped up about Zion and what Zion's gonna do. And I know he's just a rookie, but
Yeah,
what are we looking at here with this Luka kid?
yeah. When you're talking about all-around game as well, because I mean, defensively he can hold his own, but like obviously on the offensive side of the board, he's got just the skills at every facet of the game. So it's really interesting to see him against really top competition and coming alive. And yeah, not only with his assists and playmaking, but yeah, scoring 42 points on only 21 shots total. I mean, he had like 14 for 15 from the line. So getting to the free throw line, cashing in on those free points, like it's the arrow's pointing up on that dude for sure, and
It
it's
is.
exciting to watch him, especially against like the top competition.
That's crazy. It was absolutely. It was just. It was hard to watch because you knew what he was going up against a juggernaut like the Clippers. And I'm not saying his team sucks. They're in the playoffs. So, but you
Oh
look at
yeah,
what's around him, you got
yeah,
Steph Curry, who's great at the three. He's shooting really good at the three, but he's definitely not Steph. You got Kristaps, which was ejected. Richardson, who put in some good work last night, but Who else? Dorian Finney-Smith,
Yeah,
Max
right.
Keeper.
You start getting that far into it, and you're like, yeah,
Yeah, Tim Hardaway Jr.
yeah,
Like, it's like, okay, this man is putting in actual work. I don't know. I just think the discussion. I don't know what the discussion needs to be around this kid. Like, he's just special. He doesn't seem like a second year. I'm sorry.
right. When he's playing against grown ass men as a young boy,
That's true.
so it's like he's seen a lot of competition, and yeah, I mean,
We
imagine
shouldn't
him
discredit him for
two
that,
years
though.
from now.
We should not discredit him for that. I'm not. I don't want to say.
Hell
I don't.
no.
Yeah, I don't know. MVP within the next couple of years from him. That's what I'm gonna say.
Hmm.
But real quick, I'm pulling up right now on screen the playoff schedule. Not the playoff schedule, but the playoff seeding real quick, just to kind of like get through the first round. So, Lakers Trailblazers start today. Who you got going in out of 7 games? Who you got going next? Or
Lakers.
going forward? Lakers. So
Yeah,
you think?
Lakers. Yeah.
Okay. How many
I mean, I
games?
like. Man, I was gonna say 5, but I'll
Ooh.
give it 6 just because of
Okay.
the Dame factor.
Just the Dame
I'll give
Lillard
him that
effect. I feel
respect.
that.
Yeah,
I feel that. Okay.
yeah.
I kind of agree with you, and I actually exactly agree with you on that. Game 6, possibly a Game 7. We'll see. Let's see how much Dame Lillard has in the tank because they've been pushing.
Oh yeah.
Rockets Thunder. You got Rockets Thunder.
Yep.
That is starting today as well too. Russell Westbrook out until possibly this weekend. So you just have just James Harden and his squad versus CP3 and his squad. Who you got taking that one?
Rockets.
Rockets.
I mean, even without, I mean, it definitely takes a hit without Russ, and all that. But offensively, from Oklahoma City's side, I don't buy into it. I can't buy into it in a 7-game series, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, they're young and they've got talent and all that. And Chris Paul, he's seen his fair share of playoffs. But I mean, find me one where he's, really kind of sealed the deal because, obviously his injuries have capped some of those chances. So
I would say the same thing about the Rockets.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I would say the same thing about the Rockets, and that's probably why I have the Thunder actually taking this series in 6 again.
Wow.
I just don't have any faith in the Rockets and how they play basketball. Like, just no defense. The fact, like, in these 8 bubble games or so, like, they're averaging
But
the highest
man,
points
Harden's
per
gonna go
game.
off. He's gonna do
Harden
his
will go
hero
off.
ball, and that's all it's gonna take. I don't know. I don't see anyone from Oklahoma City. I mean, yeah, Chris
Matching
Paul.
that.
Yeah, I mean, Chris Paul can orchestrate some shit, but keeping it up over 7 games, I guess I don't know. It'll be close, but and Shea, I mean, he's coming up too and having a hell of a bubble series, and all that, and coming into the playoffs. So I mean, Oklahoma City has talent, but I don't know. I mean, I guess I'll just have to wait and see.
All right, we'll wait and see on that one. Next one's real quick before we end it off. We got Nuggets and Jazz. And who's missing? Jazz is missing Connolly for at least what?
Yeah.
What is how long do they have?
They
to
said
quarantine?
maybe 3 games.
Yeah.
He'll probably definitely miss 2 and might miss a third.
Okay, so if that goes 4-0, then he's just missing off the whole. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. But who do you have in that series? That was a very competitive match yesterday, except a couple quarters that didn't, like, they just couldn't get it offensively going. But a lot of defense. Donovan Mitchell going off at 57. Yep. Jamal Murray responding with like 36, 37 points himself. Like, all right, who you got taking that one? That one seems like a super competitive one too.
Yeah, no, right. And I think definitely out of yesterday's, that was the game that I was kind of most excited to watch because of how close kind of matchup wise a lot of it is. Right. I mean, young talent on both sides and all that. And I mean, as Porky kind of had said when we kind of made our picks, with Denver, him going with Denver, it was like, oh, I don't know about that. And now, I mean, you look at it, and I mean, I'm not picking them to win everything, but at least for this series, I can definitely see Denver, they're just a team that has gelled together. And it's just, they've got some firepower as well, and just versatile players.
They have,
versatile.
And it's like you said, it's versatile. It's the talent is dispersed across the entire team, so it's not like just dependent on Donovan Mitchell. Like, how do you score 57 and lose? Like, I get it. It sucks. Because Michael Jordan, when he scored that 63 points, it was against Boston, and we still lost. It was like a double overtime game. We still lost. But I don't know. That's tough. That's really tough. Yeah. All right, but I agree with you. I got the Nuggets moving forward in that one too. Then we got the Clippers and Mavs. that one, I mean, I think we're both going to go with the Clippers there.
Yeah.
I got the Clippers making the final, so we'll see. And then on the East, real quick before we wrap it up, Bucks Magic, pretty simple. Bucks.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
care
not
to
even
watch
gonna
that
ask
one as
you.
much.
We don't need in-depth analysis on that one. Pacers Heat though. Pacers Heat. That's a good matchup.
It's a good matchup, especially for that whole TJ Warren and Jimmy Butler kind of saga, and them going at it. I mean, obviously TJ Warren kind of coming out from the bubble as like this relative unknown, and now as like, this potent scorer. And it's like, him and Jimmy kind of going at it a little bit. And for that series in total, I want to say the Heat, but like,
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, as a Bulls fan, we've had Jimmy and all that, and he's definitely a hell of a player. But like,
Sure.
I can't say I'm ever sold on him being like the guy.
Ooh. Okay. Okay.
I don't see it. He hasn't consistently shown up like consistently like that as a top tier guy. The way he talks about himself, right? Like if we're talking about like how he really is, he's a hell of a player. But like
True.
how he talks about himself and kind of projecting that way, I don't see that at all.
So you don't see Jimmy as a star. Is basically what you're saying. He's not James Harden.
I think no, hell no. No, he doesn't have the skills to set him apart like that as a star. I mean, definitely not superstar star. I don't know. I think he's right under. Like if we're talking like whatever that next tier is, whatever word you want to use under
glorified
star,
role
I think
player?
Jimmy's he's better than that.
I'm just kidding.
I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, hold on there.
But
this is not a Jimmy hate. This is not Jimmy hate.
He's a hell of a player.
Yeah, he is. I feel what you're saying. But yeah, it's. I think that Miami is looking for that one player still. I think in 2021, just as I hope the Bulls will be super active in free agency, I know Miami and Pat Riley will be doing their magic too. So we'll see what happens with that team. But for this one I think is going to go like either 6 or 7 games. But I got the Pacers in the end moving forward just because. But I mean, they're gonna whoever wins this is meeting the Bucks in the next round. So it's like it's kind of a wash anyway.
Right.
The East is so crazy, bro. It's like it's going to be the Bucks and Raptors. You got the Raptors versus Nets, and then the Celtics versus 76ers. The Celtics and 76ers, we already talked about that. Ben Simmons gone. Celtics, I see Jason Tatum, I see Jaylen Brown, but again, just like Jimmy Butler, I don't.
It's thin.
Yeah, I don't see them taking that next level. I don't see like superstardom in any of that. Kemba Walker doesn't even put up Kemba Walker numbers anymore. I guess it's because he's not getting as many looks as he used to. But I can't see that team in the finals. I just don't. So it's going to be Bucks and Raptors in the Eastern Conference Finals. That's easy. But we'll see what happens with the Western. Yeah, no, that's pretty much it. We'll see how this works out. Again, we got 10 more hours of glorious basketball today.
Yes, sir. Kicking off in about 2 hours.
Right, for sure. We got to get the other white guy on here so you guys can talk some baseball because I know baseball is it's ramping up. Cubs are doing great, and I don't like baseball, so I can't talk about it. I would love to hear people I know no sports talk about it, but I just can't sit here. I try, bro.
It's a thing.
I just can't. But we got to get the other white guy on here to do that. So hopefully sometime this week you guys can have a little sit down and talk about what's going on in the baseball world. But as for now, NBA.
Yes, sir.
But thank you, DGB, for popping into the Squad Daily today. Appreciate you.
Definitely.
You go and enjoy paradise. That just looks beautiful back there.
All right, man.
I'll definitely hit you up later, my guy.
Definitely sounds good. Have a good one, brother.
Right. Peace out,
Later.
bro.